Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's Elliot from Lost Boy Comics, and in this video there's going to be no art. There's going to be some artwork shown, but I have a massive package here of a book I've been searching for years, and one finally popped up on eBay and I managed to grab it. But before we get into that, I have a little announcement to make. So I've been going through my comic collection and kind of shrinking it down. I've managed to get half of it down now, and kind of want to start just collecting vintage, and then all the modern stuff that's coming out I'm just going to read digitally and then just get the trades, because it's just easier to read that way. But because I've managed to shrink my collection down, I have a bunch of bundles that I'm going to give away. So this week, this video is coming out on Wednesday, and then on Sunday evening I'm going to release a newsletter on my website, and that will give out the winners. There will be 7 winners, and there's different bundles. I will name them all at the end, and how to enter. But stick around, watch the whole video, and you'll find out how you can enter the giveaway of 7 winners. But now let's get into this parcel and see what I managed to pick up. So it's in one of these boxes, and if you notice a sticker on here and you know the type of books that it could be, so it is a Bernie Wrightson Artifact Edition, the 11 by 17 art books. And here we have it. This thing is huge. Amazing artwork on the front there. And we have a Swamp Thing on the back. I'm going to go over, let me change the camera. I'll put it on the floor and then we can flick through it. But this thing is huge, huge. So let's go through this book. I haven't flicked through any of it yet, so I'm going to be going through it live on this video. I had to try and find a good way to kind of place it and have the camera up, because it's just so big. So it's 11 by 17, so this is the original size of the boards that he would have worked on, and they are the original artwork that is scanned. So you see all the brush marks, all the hatching lines, like everything you should see. So I've always seen these books in the shop, but never picked one up and flicked through one, because they're always in them boxes, and also just never picked one up because they are expensive. But this one, as soon as I knew this existed, I had to grab it, and they only released it once, so it's just, once it was gone, it was gone. But one popped up in the UK, so I had to grab it. This like werewolf versus Swamp Thing. So this is the first one. I think they might have done other printings, but it's just, they're just, as soon as they pop up, they go. This one came out 2017. So some info there on Bernie. And then this is a table of contents. So this is everything that's in it. So you have the pages and the issues that were used. So a lot of Swamp Thing from issue 1. Then you've got some Kong, House of Mystery, Unexpected, which I think was also a horror issue back in the day, and The Witching Hour. Got some Spectre, more Swamp Thing stuff. Some Superman pin-up that he did. So cool. And then we go into Swamp Thing #1. So with these scans as well, they do have all the text bubbles and like the overlays. I think there might be some stuff that doesn't have this on, but yeah, it's just crazy to see the artwork this big, and you can see like the blue pencil marks. Big page here. I just love the layout of this one. Everything just takes you up, but then you still have some stuff up here that doesn't distract your eye, but it doesn't leave it open. And all the pen lines just to give out like the clouds and stuff. Just the hands, just the way he does hands and muscles, so nice. And then we have some like layout sketches. And you see all how he does the base for faces. And then this is what we had on the second page going into this book. And then this one's super iconic. I saw a video of an artist that was in the studio when he was bringing this in, and how the wolf was just so detailed, and everything was amazing. But then he mentioned that in reality, this person would be under the floor for him to have a face here looking up in the way that it is. But it just works. It doesn't have to be super laws of physics perfect when it's a comic, but he just mixes that real life more, it's less cartoony but still very cartoony. And then we have some other pencil sketch layouts, and then the original inked on this side, like super loose here, just getting everything in just to here we have Swamp Thing, but you've got bits of Batman, so it must have been a Batman crossover. Batman here has like that, the old movies always at the cartoon where the mask had more of like eyebrows put in, which is pretty cool. And the long pointy ears, kind of like the Kelly Jones Batman, makes him a bit more gothic, bit more horror inspired. Then again, we have pencil sketches here, super loose with it, just getting in all the stuff to then go over, tighten it up and do all the inking. And what do we have here? So these fold out. You can see something there. And then double page spreads where you would have taped the boards together. So much detail with these things here. And we have, seems like the werewolf, Swamp Thing, it's like, reminds me of Frankenstein, but I don't think so. I need to read the Swamp Thing stuff. I haven't read any of it yet. This is a great cover. I don't know if it's a cover or just a piece of artwork that he did. Hopefully that got in camera. I can't see the camera the way it is, but let me make sure it's all back in focus there. Then we go into covers and frontispieces. Don't know what that said. The iconic, is it the House of Mystery? It's the first Swamp Thing, and this here is the portrait he used his wife for. I don't think I've ever seen it in the grayscale or just the artwork. I've always just seen the cover. And then we've got Swamp Thing #1, where he used white out. You can see where that was used. #3, so you've got pencil sketching, kind of laying everything out, super just rough Swamp Thing there, and then you have the finished inks. You see here as well the white out, just to highlight certain areas once you've done all the blacks, just to make sure he has definition in. And this one I've seen as well. I think this one is I think it is a House of Mystery. Oh yeah, it says it up there, House of Mystery 195. So this one, another iconic cover I've seen everywhere. Just how love how he does all the wrinkles and stuff. It's so cool. Just House of Mystery covers. Super creepy tree. Like a fish monster thing. So I'm back. If the camera is slightly different or the book layout is slightly different, it's because my phone just died. I went through the whole book and then realised that it died not even halfway through the book. So let's just carry on. So I really like how he's done the shadows on here with the tree. And then we have this like looks like a pin-up or splash page, but I don't recognize any of the characters. But it looks more like the old school Marvel, like the Jack Kirby kind of stuff. I think this is a DC flip of Fantastic Four #1, but I could be wrong. I really like this one here, and how he's done all the hairlines on the arm here in black, and then where it goes into the dark shadows he's gone over with white, so you can still follow the strands of hair through that arm there. Really cool. It's just simple stuff, but I don't tend to see it that much in people's work. And then we have like a double page spread here. Seems to be like the transformation from the cat down to the woman. And then here he's obviously done the cat black with everything else, but then use zipper tone over the top to kind of separate it, as this is probably a separate, like more of a separate panel, but follows in on these two pages. And the way he always does the graveyard is really cool. And we've got a nice Beast Man here. Oh, he must be like a wizard, but just loads of super cool with the massive dragon wings there. But then the castle is just like more Mignola style, just straight lines, bold. I really like this one, and I love the shape where it comes out from the T and then goes down into the actual design there. Then we go into more pages from House of Mystery, and then these ones tend to follow a few. So we've got page 17, 18, 19, 20. So you can kind of read most of this story, or some of this story, in its original artboard format, which is really cool. 21, 22. Missing 23. There goes 24, 25. Missing 26. And then this must be a different book, because they're both labelled page 27. And again, another story going in. The watermarks and the way he does all the folds in his clothes. Really like this one, where it's just the light hitting the planes of the face to silhouette where the face is. And he does so well with showing facial expressions in horror. A lot of heavy shadows on this page here, compared to the not so much, and more just fine line work. And the way he just uses different cross-hatching techniques to show different planes, different textures, showing them in the smoke. really cool. And to just see it in this size as well. Then we have here, we have pencil sketch, then the inked with the colour prep stuff. So what they'll do is they'll print off the inked work, and then they will do a very rough colour block on here, and then the colorist will go and do the stuff for the actual book. So you can normally find these quite cheap for original art, because it's just a printed smaller down version of the inks, and then the colorist just goes in, blocks in what he thinks is going to be right. So we can do a few tests, pick which one's best, and then go and refine it. See the reflections in the eye here, it's really cool. Then we have some Swamp Thing sketches, and then a full body here. Really like the color tones on this one here with the purples and the blues, and just the different faces. And then we have a big Batman page here. And a Superman one here. And we've got Batman here. Let me move it back into frame as much as I can. Cool Batman with his ripped clothes. This one's amazing. So if this was Marvel, it definitely wouldn't be put through, because he's showing the spike going straight through. They always don't show it coming to the end, so they can fit into the comics code. So this was probably before comics code, or it's just one of the just a PC worked on. But actually it could be the Batman and the Cult, which I haven't read yet. But I love this Batman logo. I feel like this needs to be used a lot more, with the super high points on his cowl, given that Kelly Jones look, the more gothic, vampire-y looking like look to Batman. But I'm just looking at all the pencil where he's just marked in like just different bits. And we have a half inked over pencils. So you can see how detailed he went with the pencils after refining it in. And then you have him going over it even more with these pencil lines, with these ink lines here. Of a dinosaur with Swamp Thing. And then we've got Swamp Thing and Crypto. It looks like a watercolor piece or just ink wash. And then we just have a Kelly Jones bit on Bernie. A biography, a little bit about Bernie. And then ending on a massive double page spread of this like Western guy here. So cool. So for the giveaway, we have 7 bundles of comics that I'm going to give away through the newsletter on my website. So to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is go over to my website, which is lostboy-comics.com, and go on there. Once you're on the website, on the homepage, there should be a pop-up for a sign up to newsletter. If it doesn't pop up, just scroll down to the bottom. There will be a email section that also does the same thing. If you sign up as well, you will get an email with a 15% off discount code. So you could just, to use the code, just go onto the email, click the button. I think it just says redeem or something like that on the email. If you click that, it will take you to the website, and then once you add stuff to the cart, it will add it automatically with the discount. And then for the giveaway, what I'm going to do is take all the emails that are on the email list, put it into a random like the random pool generator, like the spinning wheel or something like that, and then I will send the 7 winners a email from the work email, and then with that email I'll give you the options of the 7 bundles, and it's just the first one to claim each one. And then if people don't respond, then whatever's left I will do another one as well. But yeah, so that will go out on Sunday evening UK time, so try and get it in. You've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday in the daytime to enter, and then I'll just pull it at random, and then in the next week people can respond with the bundle that they want to take if it's still available, and we'll just work through and do it that way. But let's go over the bundles that are available. So we have a X-Men related one, so it has in most of the bundles, I think it's all the bundles, there's vintage stuff and there is more modern stuff as well, like this one here. There's a Batman one, a Spider-Man one, which is a little bit more Spider-Man related, but there is some Spider-Man stuff in there too. We have a Marvel one, then an indie one as well, DC one here, and then a big one of horror or just spooky related witchy stuff, and this one has a lot of vintage, well, I say vintage, more like 90s and then early 2000s, and then some modern stuff in there as well. A lot of these ones are #1s as well in the series, so some good reads in there. So that was my video on the Bernie Wrightson Artifact Edition, and the announcement of the giveaway for this week. And yeah, if you like the video, definitely like it, comment and subscribe, and definitely enter the giveaway. And when you enter the giveaway, you sign up for the newsletter, so you'll find out when I post new videos, I have new Kickstarters, all the work that I've worked on that week when I post the newsletter.